Okay, so problem number 10. And I found a typo in problem number 10 when I started doing this. I corrected it online. It's supposed to be force, and I just had 4 there. Um, so problem number 10, we have a Honda Civic, 1346 kilos. That's actually about right for a Honda Civic with 1 or 2 passengers in it. How much force does it take to achieve the acceleration needed to reach 27 meters per second in 6 seconds? So for those of you that like cars, this is 60 miles per hour in 6 seconds. It's a pretty standard metric that you want to measure car performance against if you're interested in car performance. Um, so we want to reach a certain velocity, and we don't want to do it in 6 seconds. We're starting from rest. So we know several things already. We know the mass. The mass is 1346 kilograms. And we know that the velocity we're after is 27 meters per second. We know the time involved is 6 seconds. And we also know our initial velocity because we're starting from rest, right? So initially we have 0 meters per second. So these are the things we know. And we're asked, how much force does it take, right? Well, we don't have everything we need to calculate the force, right? This is our equation for force, F equals ma. We don't have everything we need there. We don't have the acceleration. But if we look one equation above that, we do have the velocity. We do have v naught, and we do have the time. The only thing we don't know in this equation is the acceleration. So let's take that equation and let's solve it for a. All right, for the acceleration. So the acceleration is going to be v minus v naught. All I've done is subtract v naught from both sides, and then I'm going to divide through by t. And so that gives me v minus v naught over t is the acceleration. Well, what do we have here? We have 27 meters per second minus 0 meters per second, and we have 6 seconds. All right, let's get this real quick. Equals 27 divided by 6, 4.5. 4.5 meters per second squared. All right, 4.5 meters per second squared. About half a g, not quite half a g. All right, so we have the acceleration. Now, we're after the force. Well, we know the mass. We now know the acceleration, and so we can get the force. F equals ma is going to end up being 1346 kilograms times 4.5 meters per second squared, right? Okay. So 1346 times 4.5 is going to give us 6192. 6192, and the units for force, kilogram meter per second squared, are newtons. All right, so 6192 newtons, and that is it for problem 10.